16, and we are here in Patras, Greece, for what should be a very noisy and charged arena as the home fans look to do all they can to inspire Promitheas Patras to a big win against the formidable Iberostar Tenerife before they head back to Spain in just under a week's time to do it all over again. You do feel as though it is incredibly important tonight for Promitheas to win, to give them something to take to Tenerife. As we look at some of the potential games here, Tenerife and Promitheas will take on the winner of Jerusalem and Neptunas. Next up, that is their road to the Final Four. Yeah, it is a huge game here today. Fans, young and old, all in. It's always a wonderful atmosphere here in Greece, a passionate support, there's no doubt. Neptunas Klaipeda taking on Jerusalem. That tipped off just about 20 minutes or so ago. Jerusalem have got off to a fast start there. They lead 23 points to 14 in that one. So I'll do my best to try and keep you up to date with the scoreline there, with, of course, the winner of this one taking on the winner of that one in the next round. But yeah, Promitheas Patras, well, what a rise it has been for them over the years. It wasn't too long ago that they were playing in the fourth division in Greek basketball. Leolios, the man who purchased them, has done an incredible job. He can't quite believe what has happened as we take a look at the Iberostar Tenerife roster. And, well, they really have firepower all over the court, but certainly the likes of Sebastian Saiz and the big man Colton Iverson will be key for them once again. Saiz has already made 3 double-doubles this season, all coming from the bench, which is the most in the Basketball Champions League from the bench, whereas Colton Iverson averages 10.4 points per game, 5.8 rebounds. He'll be looking to go to work on both ends of the floor. As for Promitheas Patras, well, as you'd expect, the likes of Tony Meyer has been key for them, as has Leonidas Kasalakis. They both average in double digits for points per game. And of course, in the likes of Nikolaos Gikas and Langston Hall, they have 2 wonderful ball carriers who average 5.3 and 4.1 assists, respectively. The crowd are really going to have to get behind them today. Iberostar Tenerife, well, they know what it takes to win the Basketball Champions League. Of course, they stood on that winner's podium back in the inaugural 2016-2017 season. They were a little disappointed last year. They ended up with a round of 16 exit 12 months ago at the hands of UCAM Murcia. But there certainly appears to be a new confidence in this team. Colton Iverson, who I've mentioned, has come out and said that they are very confident of getting back to business and righting a few wrongs, I guess, from 12 months ago. They were 12-2 in the regular season. They absolutely steamrolled their way through the regular season. Very few hiccups at all. And certainly on the road, they are a force to be reckoned with. Tenerife, they have, well, they just don't really know what it takes to lose on the road. They've won more away games than any other team in Basketball Champions League history. They've won their last 14 games away from home, which, unsurprisingly, is the best run in the entire competition. And that is what Promitheas Patras are up against today. You know, they lost just 2 games in the regular season. Both of them came at home, and both of them by pretty small margins as well. They lost back on game day 7 against PAOK, 65 points to 66. And they also lost on game day 11 against Umanorea Venezia, 78 points to 80. So they lost by 1 and by 2. But every other game They have just cruised their way through, really. As I said, to win every single game on the road is something very special. As for Promitheas Patras, well, they went 8-6 in Group D, but you've got to remember they had a pretty tough group there, and they did well just to make it out of that group, eventually going through in 4th position. But there's no doubt that Iberostar Tenerife will be completely aware of the threat that this Promitheas Patras side possess today, and they will not be taking them lightly by any means. Well, Iberostar, the head coach of Iberostar Tenerife, 52 years of age now. He's been with the side for a second time. He had a spell between 2015 and 2017 here. He then went on to Pastures New, went to Valencia for a year, but then rejoined Tenerife in the summer of 2018, signed a 3-year contract with the club. Makis Giatras is the head coach of Promitheas. Here are our referees today, Mr. Manuel, Boris and Tolga. Manuel and Tolga of Italy, and Krajic Boris of Slovenia, overseeing proceedings for this one today. So the second leg of this one will be a week today, next Wednesday, the 13th of March. As we take a look at the starting 5, they go with Abramotis, Beran, Colton Iverson, Rodrigo San Miguel, and Lucas Steiger. So plenty of quality there. I've already mentioned Colton Iverson and just what a great campaign he's had for them so far. He is a huge presence, 2 meters 13. And there is Iberostar. Huge amount of experience, started his coaching career all the way back in 1992. And has been a coach ever since. On the Spanish League's best coach, 2017. As for Promitheas Patras, they go with Octavius Delis, Dimitrios Ketsivelis, Alexander Lipovi, Tony Meyer, and Christos Salustros. Alexander Lipovi can certainly shoot the ball. I've mentioned Tony Meyer as well. And the big Octavius Ellis with plenty of experience there as well. And Makis Giatras, the head coach of Promitheas. Over the club all the way back in 2013. So it's very much been at the heart of their surge through the Greek basketball leagues. It is one of the great stories. When the club was purchased back in 2005, they've risen from the 3rd local league in Greece to play in the Basketball Champions League just 13 years later, and included back-to-back jumps from the National 4th League C Basketball League to the top flight A1 between the years of 2014 and 2017.
Because they probably go with both. Okay, regular. Or if we had the advantage previously, we attack them.
They then finished 3rd last year in the Greek regular season, and when you think that they're up against teams like Olympiakos and Panathinaikos, it's as good as kind of winning the league. A lot of them play for that 3rd spot almost, and it was Promitheas who got there in the end. But this is going to be fascinating. Can they finally bring to an end this incredible away run that Iberostar Tenerife have been on? 14 games unbeaten on the road. 20 away wins in the Basketball Champions League. They have absolutely no fear of playing in these hostile environments. There's Sebastian Saiz, who's certainly going to be key for them today. And the mascot is going to have to try and make sure that this crowd is fully pumped up and behind their side. There is no doubt. Playing for a spot in the quarterfinals, where Jerusalem or Neptunas awaits. And then the semi-finals. The draw will be made for the semi-finals on April the 11th. Semi-finals will be played on the 3rd of May. And then the final and the third place game will be played on Sunday the 5th of May. So those are the dates for your diary. So here we go. The playoffs is back. Who can hold their nerve? And of course, Iberostar Tenerife have been here before. They know what it takes. But I guess Promitheas will be thinking, well, UCAM Murcia got the better of them in the last 16 stage last year. There's no reason why we can't do likewise here. There is big Iverson there, the number 4. Interesting to see how they deal with him, this Greek side. It's as though we've already got a minor delay here. Not sure whether there's a problem with one of the scoreboards or something like that, but this is what they will have to try and do this whole game. But it won't intimidate Iberostar Tenerife. They will just try and block it out. And I guess the message from Su Vidoretta is, right, let's try and silence this crowd, shall we? Because if we do that, then we're doing something right. And it looks as though we are finally ready to go. It is the Basketball Champions League playoffs, and we are off and running. And it's Iberostar Tenerife who control the tip and will have the opening possession in this one. They share the ball so well. Here's Iverson, throws it back outside. The first 3 on the way. And the first 3 goes down. Nice start for Tenerife. And it's Beran. Here's Octavius Ellis. Back outside, another open look and a nice response. So a couple of 3s to get this one going. Tony Meyer off to a nice start. That's important for this Prometheus side. They can get him hot. Turned it over. Spin, he had 2 men all over him. Here's Meyer again at the top of the key, turns down to 3 this time, drives inside, makes the 2. Tony Meyer up to 5 points personal already. Marion Brown for Promitheas Patras today. Nice pass into Iverson. He's got men all over him. Good defense by Prometheus. They get the miss. Oh, gets a little fortunate to get it back. Iverson couldn't bring down the rebound, though. Octavius Ellis eventually pounces on the loose ball. Katsivelis now. Shot clock is down to 4 here for Katsivelis, trying to shake and bake his way through. And the last touch was off Tenerife. And Prometheus will keep it. To inbound it, does just about into Ellis. Ellis goes up, can't get it to go. Good defense this time by Iberostar Tenerife, and Rodrigo San Miguel has it now for the away side. Iverson sets the screen. San Miguel throws it out to the corner. The three on the way, in and out. Octavius Ellis with the rebounds. His second of the game so far. Katsivelis. Help arrives in the shape of Alexander Lipovi. Two men all over him again. Just about keeps it in bounds and manages to find his teammate as well. Well, he had to get it away with the shot clock counting down to 2. Here's Javier Beran. Last touch again off Colton Iverson, so it's another turnover for Iberostar. Started a little sloppily here after that early 3 from Javier Beran. Octavius Ellis, I think, just got a little piece of it to just take it away from Colton Iverson. Here's Lipovi. Nice pass into Ellis. Ellis drives, his foul, just couldn't make the 2. But Octavius Ellis will head to the line and shoot 2. Foul goes on Tim Abromaitis. Well, basketball certainly runs in his family. Octavius Ellis is his cousin, Monta Ellis, NBA player, of course. His dad was a good college player as well, the University of Memphis he went to. Yeah, Tenerife. After that early 3 from Beran, as Iverson shows us what he's all about. Throws it down. Get out of my way, he says. That stops the rot for Tenerife. Only find themselves 2 down. Thought about throwing the 3, decided against it. Good ball movement, draws the foul. The bucket wouldn't have counted. Alexander Lipovi. Lipovi tried to bounce it into Ellis, who I don't think was quite expecting it. By the time he reacted, he couldn't bring the ball under his spell. They turn it over. Here's San Miguel out to the corner. Great ball movement from Tenerife. They've almost delayed it so much, they've allowed Promitheas Patras back in it. Great defense again from Octavius Ellis. And here goes the fast break down the other end of the floor. Throws it outside. San Miguel did well to get out and protect that perimeter. Ellis sets the screen. Difficult shot in traffic. Good defense. Here's Javier Beran. Now San Miguel. Foul is called on Katsivelis. San Miguel again. Throws one up from the foul line, can't get it to go. Rebound by Katsivelis, his first. 5 minutes played in this opening quarter. 7 points to 5. Promitheas Patras lead. Mentioned at the start just how important it is for the Greek side to take a lead back to Spain in a week's time, as Octavius Ellis makes the right-hand jump hook. He's up to 4. The lead is up to 4. Iberostar Tenerife just haven't quite found their groove, found their rhythm as yet. Steiger throwing the 2. And a nice jumper from Lucas Steiger. And he has his first points of the ball game. Back outside, another 3 on the way, and another one knocked down. Tony Meyer with his second outside shot of the game, and both of them have come in identical spots right at the top of the key, and the lead is 5. 2 for 3 from beyond the arc so far. Promitheas Patras tries the little teardrop San Miguel, can't get it. Another miss. Lipovi thought about shooting the 3, turns it down. Lipovi again. Doesn't seem entirely sure what to do with it. In the end, though, just steps back and nails the 2. And Prometheus lead by 7 now. Foul goes on Lipovi. So Ferran Bassas has checked in for Iberostar Tenerife, as has Nicolas Brasino. Shooting the 3, nowhere near, but grabs the offensive rebound. Ferran Bassas. Bassas drives and makes the finish with the left hands. Nice start from him. He's been an important part of this Iberostar Tenerife side, Ferran Bassas. Averaging 5.7 points, but 5.2 assists as well for Bassas. Thrown away, steal by Colton Iverson. Pass all the way down the floor, back outside, take your time and knock it down. Just a little too much on it, but this is what Colton Iverson gives you. Big rebounds. Back out to Bassas. Bassas, the pass behind the back, and Iverson with the 2. Well, we've already seen what Ferran Bassas can give you. Bucket and an assist already. And the lead is back to just a 1-possession game. Has been as big as 7 so far for Promitheas Patras, thanks mainly to this man, Tony Meyer, who cannot miss at the moment. Another 2 goes down on this occasion, and he is up to 10 already. 4 for 4 from the fields. Bassas again. Bassas, tricky shot. Iverson again grabs the rebound. Didn't hit the rim though, so they won't get a reset. Back out to Bassas. Someone's got to shoot it, and in the end, it's a poor possession. I don't think Bassas realised that the shot clock was counting down. I think if he did, he should have just thrown up the 2 himself, tried to pass it across the court, out to the corner. And in the end, threw it to nobody, turns it over, and a chance for Prometheus to extend the lead again. Dikas. Meyer again. Meyer has finally missed one. The fast break is on. Good transitional defense, though, by the Greek side. Ferran Bassas again. Anderson comes out to help out. Oh, they don't mind that possession at all. Oh, but well done. Pierre-Antoine Gillet with the putback. They forced Colton Everson into hitting that, or into throwing that mid-range jumper, which I don't think they'd mind. Good work from Antoine Gillet. Throws it outside. The three is on the way from the corner, and they've nailed another one. Alexander Lipovi can certainly shoot the ball. And the outside shot in this opening quarter, Promitheas has been exemplary, and they lead by 6 again. Everson up against Ellis. This is an intriguing battle which Everson wins on this occasion. He's up to 6, 3 for 5 from 2-point range so far. Colton Everson. Foul is called on White. .9 seconds left in this opening quarter. Tobias Ellis checks out of the game. Nice first quarter for him. 4 points, 3 rebounds. That's beautifully done right at the end of this opening quarter. Prometheus have been right at it from the get-go today. Iberostar Tenerife certainly have not quite found their rhythm. Just a bit of a lapse in concentration there from Nicolas Brasino. Allowed the 2, and at the end of 1, it's Promitheas Patras 21, Iberostar Tenerife 15. Here are the stats. You can see that 3-point statistic jumps off the page. 3 for 4 from Prometheus so far, shooting it at 75%. Tenerife just 1 for 4. So that's the major difference between these two sides. Here are the highlights. So a good fast start from the home side, exactly what they wanted. Iberostar Tenerife have the best defensive record in the Basketball Champions League playoffs history. They average only 62.4 points conceded per playoffs game. Just couldn't quite make the big dunk. Davin White. Liang wants it instead, throws it outside, and so much time to make the 3. It's another one missed. 1 for 5 now from the outside. It was Ferran Bassas who missed that one. To say that's been the major difference between the two. That outside shot, Tony Meyer especially, has been magnificent. Got 10 points already. Tavius Ellis. Shot clock is down to 3. Ellis looking to try to go to work and draws the foul. Mamadou Niang, the man called on it. And Ellis will head to the line and shoot 2. Not normally a great free throw shooter. Octavius Ellis just about 50% and above. He makes both on this occasion, and the lead just continues to grow. As big a lead as we've seen so far. It's up to 8. It's Davin White. White into Mamadou Niang. Good defense so far. The 3 is on the way. They need something just to get them going out here. Tenerife, well, they've got the offensive rebound. Mamadou Niang did well. And will head to the line and shoot 2. Tenerife are second in the Basketball Champions League in assists per game. They average nearly 22 assists per game. And as a result of that, they lead the entire competition in field goal percentage as well at 49.2%. But at the moment, certainly what we've seen so far in this game, chemistry just not quite there so far today. Plenty of time to turn it around. It's important when you're not quite at your best that you stay in touch. They're only 6 back. Need to try and protect that perimeter a little bit more, especially when this man is on the ball, because he cannot miss Tony Meyer. Another 3 goes down. An awful inbound pass as well. Well, I'm not sure whether that's going to count or not. See why it wouldn't. Yeah, the 2 has counted. I was going to say I couldn't see a reason why it wouldn't, and all of a sudden it's a double-digit lead here for Promitheas, leading by 11. Drives into the lane, great defense by Ellis, but Niang with the offensive rebound and puts it back. Need to try and get a few misses here though, Tenerife. Everything that Prometheus throw up right now is finding the bottom of the hoop. Especially from this man, who just may as well get the ball and shoot every time he gets it, because he has the hot hand right now, Tony Meyer. 15 points already, 6 for 7 from the field. The lead is 11 again. Only averaged 11.5 points per game in the regular season, did Tony Meyer. Playing with so much confidence right now, though. Davin White. Shot clock is down to 5, so White just throws up the 3, and well, that's what they needed. Davin White nailing it from the outside, and maybe that is just what they need to try and inspire them here, Tenerife. It's been a little flat, a little bit passive so far in this game. They've been outplayed by this Promitheas Patras side. Here's Octavius Ellis. Ellis will turn it over. This is the 3 from Davin White. Miguel. It's White again. San Miguel thought about the three. Davin White, the shot clock is counting down. Tricky shot, gets it to go, and one. And Davin White with the chance for a three-point play. Just nailed a three-point shot in the previous Tenerife possession. And now, great big-time play from Davin White. Foul goes on Salustros. So a chance to try and get this lead back to just 5. He's made a big impression so far from the bench is Davin White. Hugely experienced. White, 37 years of age now. Been a pro since 2005 when he left Cal State in Northridge. Another three on the way. Well, they finally missed one. Promitheas just need to try and get the ball into Tony Meyer's hands. Here's White again. Drives inside, the little right-hand jump hook, no good. Ellis with rebound number 5 for him. Meyer again. Now Lipovi. Did well there, Davin White, to quickly get out and protect the perimeter, but no one was down the other end, though. Another 3 goes down. Nikos Gikas with this one. That three-point shot is killing Iberostar Tenerife right now. San Miguel. 5 minutes to go in this first half. San Miguel into Niang. Niang has it stripped off him, though. Did really well there, Nikos Gikas. Called on his second. The lead is 8. Highest it's been so far, 11. Tenerife haven't led since the first points of the game when Javier Beran knocked down that 3. The difference in the three-point shot right now is drastic. Promitheas Patras shooting the 3 at 71%. Iberostar Tenerife at just 28. Ellis is fouled. He's changed his mind last minute there, Ellis. Decided to pass it instead. No trip to the line. Meyer, surely not again. This is getting ridiculous. Absolutely ridiculous from Tony Meyer. 18 points. He is 4 for 4 from the outside. And Promitheas Patras are playing with so much confidence right now. They are leading this formidable Iberostar Tenerife side by 11. And they've got to come up with a plan here, Tenerife, of doing a better job on Tony Meyer, because he is single-handedly, he's got 18 of their 36 points. Timeout called by Iberostar Tenerife.
No tenemos bonus. me piquen, no sé, algo. No tenemos bonus. He's scoring the 50% of the points. Hacemos un cambio, le dejamos tirar. No cambia, cuando tenemos que cambiar, no cambiamos. Vamos a entrar en el partido en la defensa de Meyer. Box, chicos, si no nos presiona puedo recibir y buscar el segundo pase. Claro, y luego hay que volver. Vamos allá.
Well, it has been a quite extraordinary performance so far from Tony Meyer. 18 points, he's 7 for 8 from the field, he's 4 for 4 from three-point range. And right now, Iberostar Tenerife struggling to deal with him. He's done well to find a teammate there. Colton Iverson throws it back outside. Rodrigo San Miguel, and their three-point shot is regularly not finding the bottom of the hoop. In stark difference to their opponents. Well, even when Meyer mishandles the ball, it still manages to find a teammate, throws it out to the corner, steps back, foot might have been on the line. It's going to be a long two, but it's some shot all the same from Nikos Gikas. This really has been a quite extraordinary shooting performance so far from Promitheas Patras. They lead by 13. Tenerife, I'm sure, a little bit shell-shocked right now. Shot clock is down to 4 here. Needs something. Everson, he's got to throw it up. Damien White. White throws it just before the buzzer. No, he doesn't. It's a 24-second violation. It's another poor possession. Well, this really is incredible stuff. You could just see the shoe, sorry, just on the line. That's why it was a long two rather than a three called. Turned it straight over for Tenerife. It's another 3-minute spell without a point as the three, another one off target. Last touch though was off Nikos Gikas, so they will keep it. It's a tight one in the other game, by the way, between Neptunus and Jerusalem. Just 4 points in it. Neptunus leading 47 points to 43. You're just so used to watching Iberostar Tenerife play with so much swagger and confidence and just passing the ball at will. But right now, I think, as I mentioned, they are a little bit shell-shocked at what is happening down the other end of the court. So everything that Promitheas Patras throw up is seemingly turning to points right now. Steps back again. This will be a 2 if it goes. It's a rare air ball, keeps it in bounds. Couldn't quite find a teammate though, and now Lucas Steiger can spring the fast break for Tenerife. Good transitional defense by the home side though. Tenerife need to go on a little bit of a run now over the next 2 minutes or so, just to stay in touch in this first half. The three, I think they almost need to abandon this three-point shot because it's quite simply not working right now. Down at just 20%, sorry. Prometheus up at 75%. Another three on the way, and another one goes down. This is just remarkable. It's Gikas again. Him and Tony Meyer Steiger. 4.5 minutes of nothing for Tenerife. Iverson just about got it there. I don't think it was quite what he intended, but it somehow found its way through to Javier Beran, who made the 2. Cuts the deficit to 14. Well, we have seen some extraordinary comebacks in the Basketball Champions League regular season this season. Can Tenerife find one of their own? Well, no, if they keep shooting the 3 like this. They must have done quite a few drills this week, Promitheas, from the outside, because I'm not sure I've ever seen a team shoot the 3 quite as well as Promitheas have in this first half. 5 for 6 just in this quarter alone. Iverson had it stripped on his way up. They will keep it, I think, Iberostar Tenerife. Only 2.1 seconds left on the shot clock, though. Iverson was furious that he didn't get the decision there, so he's been called on a technical. So things just go from bad to worse here for Iberostar Tenerife. He makes the free throw. Tony Meyer shouldn't be surprised about that. He's up to 19. So timeout called.
Puede pasar que se coloquen en zona. It's possible they play the 2-3 zone. 2-3 zone. In any case, we look for the same screen, okay? And probably the following for Colton. Probably the following. Hey, if we put the ball in, finish hard immediately. If we start and we feel they don't go anytime. Okay? There you go. Look. Too fast. Oh, this is great.
Well, I think everyone that's come in to watch this so far has been treated to a 3-point exhibition almost from the home side. Ah, it's so clever. How clever is that? Just plays it off the back of his opposition and makes the 2. And we've got about 10 seconds or so between the shot and the game clock. The lead is 16. Tenerife certainly hanging in there right now. Clock is down to 4. Really difficult shot. It is just everything they throw up goes in. So the last possession of this first half, can Bassas finish with a flourish? Manages to draw the foul. Aaron Bassas. This is the play that we've just seen. So smart from Bassas, and again just turning, knocking down another jumper. So Salustros called on his second. 0.8 seconds to go in this first half. So a big difference there. Field goal percentage this quarter, 75%, just 3 shots they've missed. The question is really whether Promitheas Patras can continue this in the second half. You'd be surprised if they can continue to play at this kind of level, but have they done enough damage in this first half to at least see them winning the game? You'd say possibly so. They lead by 16. We've certainly seen deficits bigger than that be overturned, but the way they're playing, it's quite difficult to see it right now. At half-time, Promitheas Patras 47, Iberostar Tenerife 31. Really has been one-way traffic so far in the direction of the Greek side. That three-point percentage is staggering. 80% they shot from the perimeter, 8 for 10. Tenerife just 4 assists. I mentioned earlier that they actually lead the Basketball Champions League, or second in the Basketball Champions League, sorry, in assists per game. Well, they've only got 4 so far today. Double the number of turnovers as well. Almost every stat is in favour of the home side. Tony Meyer has been magnificent. He's got 19. Ellis with 5 rebounds, and Everson leading the way for Tenerife on all counts there. Also had a steal as well. But a big half-time team talk coming up, there is no doubt, for Suvilareta. He needs a response from his team, and he will be demanding one as well. I will leave you with the highlights of the first half. Make sure you're back in around 10 minutes' time when the second half will get underway. So welcome back everybody to the Dimitris Tofalos Arena here in Greece. It is the Basketball Champions League playoffs that got up and running yesterday, and a bit of a surprise on the cards here so far, because Promitheas Patras have shot the lights out in that first half. They lead Iberostar Tenerife, certainly one of the favourites to go on and win the whole competition. They lead them by 16 at the break. 47 points to 31, and well, they have just shot the ball exceedingly well. Certainly from three-point range, they are 80% right now. Promitheas Patras, they are 8 for 10 from the outside. Their overall field goal percentage 65%. Tenerife's is down at just 42%, and their three-point percentage is down at just 20%. Double the amount of turnovers for Tenerife, 8 to just 4. Just 4 assists for Tenerife compared to 12 for their opponents. It really has been one-way traffic here, and they are more than justified for their 16-point lead. It could even be more, you would say. But we all know what Iberostar Tenerife are capable of when they get going. There are 2 legs in the playoffs, so in a week's time, next Wednesday, they will be heading back to Spain to play the second leg. But just let me remind you, well, there is Tony Meyer just before I get to that. He has been the star man so far, 19 points, he's 4 for 4 from three-point range, 3 for 4 from 2. It has been just a joy to watch Tony Meyer so far in this game. Yeah, let me just remind you how good Iberostar Tenerife have been on the roads in the Basketball Champions League. They've won more away games than any other team in Basketball Champions League history. That's 20 in total. And they've also won their last 14 games away from home, have Tenerife. That's the best run in the entire competition. The 2 games that they lost in the regular season were both at home by 1 point and by 2 points respectively. Very seldom do they find themselves 16 points down at the half-time break, but you could just tell right from the start they weren't quite at it. That natural flow and chemistry that they always seem to bring out onto the court, it just wasn't there. Well, let's see. I'm sure Sue Vidaretta, their coach, has ripped into them at the half-time break. And let's have a look what the second half brings. Well, they've missed their opening shot and they've turned it over, so not a great start for them. Even that just kind of sums up their game so far. Tenerife got the ball, just took his eyes off it and knocked it straight out of bounds. Well, they back off him, they allow him the 3, and you're almost shocked when it misses for the Greek side. I'm sure Tenerife are expecting a bit of a lull for Prometheus, because there's no way surely that they can continue their standards of the first half, as Javier Beiran misses the right-hand jump hook. So far it's a pretty similar pattern to the opening half, as Octavius Ellis turns back, can't make the 2. Rebound by Rodrigo San Miguel. Here's Davin White. 2 for 2 from the field so far. Davin White, both of them have come. Apologies, he had 1 3 and he had an and 1 as well. And finally, Iberostar Tenerife make the first points of this ball game. Octavius Ellis goes to the floor, not entirely sure what happened here. And they're coming together with Quinton Everson sure I'd be necessarily starting on Colton Everson, although saying that, I'm not sure I'd be doing so on Octavius Ellis either. And Tenerife just need to try and go on a bit of a run. If they could get this ball game back to single digits, then all of a sudden Promitheas Patras might just start to panic ever so slightly and start thinking, okay, well, we were in cruise control here at one stage. Rodrigo San Miguel, they back off him. The three is on the way. No good. Octavius Ellis with the rebounds. Just wants something wiped up here. A little bit of sweat or something on the floor, just making it a bit slippery. Let's remember that Prometheus are doing this without two of their key players as well in Rion Brown. And also without Langston Hall today. Hall, who averages 4.1 assists a game. Rion Brown, who leads the way for them on offense, 14.9 points a game he averages. So they're without both of those today. And yet they are still 14 points up against this Iberostar Tenerife side, who have only lost twice in the Basketball Champions League so far this season. The former winners, of course, back in the 2016-17 season. Thought he grabbed the offensive rebound, so they're still yet to score in this second half, Prometheus, but Tenerife have only made one shot of their own, so it's not really cost them too much. And San Miguel looking to work a way through. Great finish, because he had Octavius Ellis all over him there. Took a bit of a heavy knock for his troubles, but San Miguel with his first points of the game. And a timeout is called. You did feel as though Promitheas Patras would just die down a little bit. And they're still in control, leading by 12.
Put the ball inside. Do not insist on 3 points. Got the ball. Courtside. Courtside. No, courtside.
Hey, yo, keep playing together.
Hey, behind, okay. Well done, team. You don't have players because they are. And he goes, you go with him. Perfect. But it's possible that it happens in your side. If it happens in your side, you make the same. You go with him, okay?
Be ready, if Picas play the ball spin on the top, be ready to stay close.
Okay, now. Or even if they play the ball skin with Bayer, aggressive.
Well, you heard Promitheas Patras there in that timeout just saying, come on, we cannot always rely on that three-point shot. And I suppose that's quite an easy thing to fall into. When you shot the three so well in the first half, you almost expect to just keep it going, but they're still yet to register a point in this second half. As I say, they've been led off in a way because Tenerife have only scored 4 themselves, so it's not as though they've been really eating into this lead, but they have got it down to 12. Another miss here for the home side. Yeah, last touch off Colton Everson, so it'll be a turnover. Miguel's just taken a tumble there. Thought that he might have just slipped, and well, Tony Myers even missing now. Tenerife have really got to try and punish these misses, because so far they've allowed Prometheus off the hook slightly for a very slow start. Davin White thought about the three. Great pass from White. Fouled. Couldn't make the two, but will head to the line and shoot two. Well, you don't win 14 straight away games in the Basketball Champions League without having a bit of character, without showing some resilience at times, and that is exactly what Tenerife are going to have to try and do here. I suppose the tricky situation for them is that they so seldom find themselves in this position. They may not be used to it, but they will keep fighting. They will still believe that they can win this game, there's no doubt. Makes both from the line, and it is now a 10-point game. 8-0 run to start off this second half for Tenerife. Shot clock is down to 2 here. He's just got to try and throw this up. Gikas for 3! Stops the rock. It wasn't a great possession, but it doesn't matter in the end because Gikas has been superb today. He's up to 11. That's a bit of a dagger to the heart of Tenerife, who were just beginning to forge a bit of a comeback. It looked as though they'd got another good defensive possession there. But Gikas manages to find the 3. And the lead is back up to 13. San Miguel. San Miguel throws it up, can't get it to go, and Iverson is beaten to the rebound by Alexander Lipovic. There's Tony Meyer. Foul is called on San Miguel. Out to the corner, did well to keep it in bounds. Gikas again for 3. This time can't get it to go. Bayram grabs the rebounds. There's Iverson. 5 minutes played in this third quarter. Davin White draws the foul. Foul goes on Leonidas Tsalakis. Davin White thought about the 3 instead, or just passed it into Iverson. Poor ball handling though from the big man, turns it over. This is what they can't afford. They've really not capitalized here. Tenerife on a pretty slow start from their opponents in this second half. There's a real chance to get this lead all the way down to kind of 6-8, something like that, but it's still up at 13. They've only made 1 shot. Make that 2. Octavius Ellis. They needed that. Promitheas. And a foul called as well, so a chance for a 3-point play here. Ellis is up to 8, 6 rebounds as well. Well, Prometheus have conceded an average of 82.1 points per game in the regular season. That's more than any other team that managed to qualify through to the playoffs. But so far, With just 4 minutes left in this third quarter, they've managed to keep Tenerife to just 37. Gikas called on his third foul, so he checks out. Nice pass out to Promitheas, who knocks the two. Well, that's every quarter so far that Tenerife have played. They have gone a 3-minute spell or more without finding a bucket. In the first, second, and now in the third. It's happened in every single quarter. So unlike them. Here's Ellis, who's made a rare mistake in this game. Octavius Ellis turns it over. Here's Rodrigo San Miguel. They'll still be thinking if they can get this one down to a single-digit game. They've still got themselves half a chance. Throws the three. Oh, it's that three-point shot that is just refusing to fall for them. It is 16% so far today. So 16 seconds on the shot clock here. Alexander Lipovi. Shot clock is down to 4. Lipovi steps back, way off target with the 2, but grabs his own rebounds. Kasalakis now. Kasalakis throws it out to the corner. The 3 is on the way. Oh, it looked good in the air. Just came up short. The offensive rebound, though. And the putback from Tony Meyer. He's up to 21. Nicholas Ricotti wanted it played in the corner. Ferran Bassas didn't get it. Ricotti again. Ricotti is blocked by Octavius Ellis. Didn't look confident. There was a little bit of hesitation shooting that 3. Looked as though he didn't want it. And Octavius Ellis with the perfect block. They just cannot get anything going right now, Iberostar Tenerife, and they are in big trouble of crashing out of the Basketball Champions League at the last 16 stage for the 2nd year running. They did so 12 months ago against UCAM Murcia, a team that won the title in 2017. They've managed to qualify for the round of 16 every year. Field goal percentage has dropped drastically in this third quarter for Promitheas Patras, which we thought it would, but it just has not cost them. They still lead by 15. They've only outscored Promitheas Patras by a single point in this quarter, and it's another trip to the line here for Tony Meyer. Try and build on his 21 points that he's got so far, puts Tenerife in the penalty. bit of an encroachment there. So the second one won't count. The lead is back up to 16, exactly where we were just about 8 minutes ago when the teams finished for the half-time break. So Iberostar Tenerife have been able to do no damage at all to this lead. Big, strong play underneath from Colton Iverson, though. He's up to 10 points to go with his 6 rebounds. Out to the corner. Found Tony Meyer back outside. The 3 is just no good. It's another offensive rebound, though. Into Octavius Ellis. Difficult shot. How has he got that to go, Octavius Ellis? Takes another tumble. There's been a couple that we've seen just slip over today. Then had to sprint to get over the half court in time. You can hear what the fans think of it. You can see what Marcus Giatris thinks of it as well. Not happy with the call. So Ellis and Tony Meyer head to the bench. Meyer called on his 3rd foul. So a little bit of respite perhaps for Iberostar Tenerife. I suppose for them now it's probably not about winning this game, it's more about just trying to stay in touch here, just to make sure that when they do go back to Spain in a week's time, they've actually got something to play for. As the 3 is on the way, it's another one off target. I think we know what they'll be practicing in the next 7 days before their return game. Drives, Lipovi throws it outside. 3 seconds left to shoot. Can't get it to go. There's just a little nudge in the back. Well, they know they're more than capable of not only winning games, but winning them pretty convincingly. Iberostar Tenerife go all the way back to game day 1. They beat Telecom Basketball by 19. They followed that up with a 17-point win against Nanterre. A 23-point victory over Fribourg Olympic on game day 3. They beat Unet Holland by 32 on game day 5, Opava by 22 on game day 6. So they know that even if they find themselves 16 points down, whatever it might be, they are still more than capable of turning this around. The lead is 14. The foul goes on Sorellis. Well, there's a chance to get this lead down to 12. And it suddenly starts becoming a little more manageable. Everson's certainly been one of the standouts for Tenerife. 13 points, 6 rebounds, couple of assists as well. And he does indeed get that lead down to 12. And there's about a second between the shot and the game clock. Going to slow this right down. Try and ensure that they have the final possession of this third quarter. Tries to pass it out to the corner. A little bit of a deflection from David White on the way through, and it's a 24-second violation. So that brings to an end the third quarter. Certainly the level of Promitheas Patras did drop somewhat, and well, I think we were all expecting it to as well. There's no way that they could continue the standards that they set in that first half. They've allowed Iberostar Tenerife in ever so slightly. Oh, apologies, there's still 1.2 seconds on the clock here. Well, if they could just somehow find a miracle three from the half court, then all of a sudden they're just 9 points down. Everson throws it up. Oh, he nearly got it as well, Colton Everson. Well, that would have been something. So they managed to eat into the lead by 4, but it's still Promitheas Patras in control out here. They lead by 12, 57 points to 45. Well, that three-point shot has dropped, hasn't it, for Promitheas? They were shooting it at 80% in the first half. That's come down to 50. They're still 52% from two-point range, but no real surprise. The only good thing for them is that even though that percentage has come down so much, Iberostar Tenerife still not shooting it great themselves, so they were only able to shave off 4 points from that 16-point lead at half-time. So here we go then, the final quarter just about to get underway. What can Iberostar Tenerife find? They trail by 12. Good result on the road for Jerusalem against Neptunas in the other game. The winners of this one will play the winner of that one. Jerusalem leading by 7 with about a minute to go there. 80 points to 73. As Lipovi shooting the three, just couldn't quite grab the offensive rebound, but it still finds its way through to a Prometheus shirt. Draws the foul. Into the corner, shooting over the defense. Tricky shot that was. Davin White grabbed the rebound. The foul goes on Tony Meyer. It could have been an unsportsmanlike there. He asked for it. I think it was a genuine attempt at trying to get the ball. Here's Davin White. Michael's on his 4, so that's a little concerning. And White will head to the line and shoot 2. All of these become fairly crucial for Tenerife here. Just need to try and get a little bit of pressure on Promitheas, and he misses both from the line. That was a chance to get this game down to 10. Lucas drives to the baseline into Ellis. Ellis, good defense on the way up. Now Sorelis. Sorelis can't get it to go, and so as he eventually put it in, he has the Promitheas. Grabs the rebound and now increases the tempo. Rodrigo San Miguel, not for the first time today, has lost his footing and has turned it over. And again, Promitheas this time loses his footing. So a couple of costly slips there from Iberostar Tenerife. Both ends of the floor, firstly for the turnover and then defensively as well. Steiger for three. No good again. Used to saying that. Pass down the floor. Well, he tried to do his best to stay in bounds. Three-point field goal percentage down at 13% now for Tenerife. It has just not happened for them from the outside. Timeout has been called by the away side.
Here, stop! When we try to put the ball on the court, this is the problem line. The problem line is we are here to receive the ball. And if we are receiving the ball, go! Hey, tiene que haber una ventaja muy clara para correr. Ya, pero no había una ventaja muy clara. Tenías que... Sí, las ventajas claras. Wait!
Steiger tried to force him to put the ball on the floor, but we play wide to the middle.
Παίζει αλλαγή με το 4. Παίζει ο Τσαϊρέζης 4.
They switch on the floor.
Αλλαγή.
So,
Cut.
read mismatches.
Cut. Κασέλ.
Okay, try to find triangles for mismatch.
Keep your feet on the net. Let's go.
The lead is still 14. It's another 3-minute period in which Iberostar Tenerife haven't scored. Promitheas throws it outside. Now Rodrigo San Miguel, good ball movement this, but everywhere they go there seems to be a Promitheas Patras shirt. In the end, the foul comes and it will be a trip to the line. Makes both on this occasion. Kikas. Promitheas Ellis. Nice pass into Ellis again, throws it back outside, the open three. It's a good possession from Promitheas, just couldn't knock it down. Leonidas Kaselakis. Promitheas into Javier Beran. Beran needs some help here. Shot clock is down to 3. Beran has to do it all himself and eventually makes the 2. Nice play from Javier Beran. Lots of experience there. Didn't panic, didn't see too many options around him, but just kept calm and knocked it down. So the lead is down to 10. Xalakis, no Gikas. Shot clock is counting down, has to throw it up. Gikas nowhere near, which is unusual for him today. Now Javier Beran can lead the fast break. Out to Steiger. Steiger for three, looked good in the air, but it's another three-point shot that's off target. Steiger has really struggled today with his shot. He is 1 for 7 from the field. There's a really good chance there. Open look. Get this lead down to just 7. Still 6 minutes, 41 seconds to go here. Plenty of time. 7-point lead can evaporate in a matter of 30 seconds. Lipovi. Lipovi again, they've got the spare man in the corner. He drives to the baseline, throws it back outside. Lipovi, great feint, sends the defense and knocks down the three. Big time play from Alexander Lipovi. And he moves to 10 points personal. Well, that has been the big difference today, that outside shot. Promitheas seemingly knocking it down at will, whereas Iberostar Tenerife have barely found one all game. So the foul goes on Octavius Ellis, his first. Prometheus have no more to give now. Rosino, Iverson comes out. Rosino drives in. Iverson again, his ball handling has not been great today. A couple of cheap turnovers. Jerusalem have beaten Neptunus by 12, 86 points to 74, that one finished, so Jerusalem with a handy advantage to take back to Israel in a week's time. Foul in the end was called on Nicolas Brasino. Three-point shot over the defense. Tricky shot. Promitheas with the rebound. Here is Rodrigo San Miguel. San Miguel drives to the baseline, has it tipped out of bounds, but they will keep hold of it. See that, just one shot made in this final quarter for Tenerife, just 2 for Prometheas, so both sides struggling now. Iverson looking to try and find a way through, can't get it to go. Good work from Octavius Ellis once more. Throws it out to the corner, extra pass. Shot clock is down to 3, has to get it away, and the little right hand floated jump hook from Salustros finds it. And every time it just looks as though Tenerife may just begin to apply some pressure. Prometheus pull away again, and Iverson just continues to turn the ball over. He might have 16 points and 6 rebounds, but there's been a lot of sloppy possessions from him in this game as well. offensive foul. So they will turn it over this time. Foul goes on Katsivelis. Darren White. Atmosphere cranks up once more. They've loved every second of what they've seen today. Bayran out to the corner. The three is on the way, and well, you know the rest. And the foul actually is called on Tenerife. Amazing, really, when you just fall into a bit of a rut. You struggle to make that three-point shot early on. It just seems to spread around the team, and that's exactly what's happened today with Iberostar Tenerife. Just no one has been able to get it going at all. And the lead is still 15. It seemed to have been between kind of 14 and 16 for quite some time now. Steps back, shoots the fadeaway two, can't get it to go. Rebound by Pierre-Antoine Gillet. No, Davin White. White drives in, calls the foul. Every point could be crucial in the quest to reach these quarterfinals. Prometheas looking good right now with this 13-point advantage, but they will know they may need every single one of these when they head to Spain. They will expect a strong response from Tenerife, there is no doubt. And I mentioned earlier on in this game the kind of wins that Tenerife have had during the Basketball Champions League regular season. They are more than capable of winning games by 30 plus. So even though they lead by 13, there's no doubt that Tenerife will still fancy themselves to turn this one around. Here goes Davin White. Good penetration from White, finished with the left hand. And we've got about 2.5 to go. It's an 11-point game. White is up to 10. That's good. Aggression drives in. Katsivelis, his first points of the game. Yeah, buckets not going to count. Foul goes on Terrell Parks. So San Miguel heads to the line. So, Octavius Ellis, 10 points, 10 rebounds. Double-double for him. The lead is 12. Ellis drives inside, a little right hand hook shot, can't get it to go. Ellis tried to tip it back, but just couldn't find it. So a chance here to once again get the lead back down to 10, perhaps even single digits. Here is Davin White. White throws it back out, Bayran for 3. Another one they can't get to go. And here goes again, and finally they have made a 3-point shot. It's Abramotis who knocks it down. It brings the lead down to just 9. Good steal from Davin White initially. Bayran threw it back out, and Abramotis making no mistake.
Every possession is important. Okay?
No. We have 1 foul. 22 foul. 22 half. Vale? We start here. We go down. And when he pass, before he pass, we go. Vale? Choose.
Well, bizarrely, even though Iberostar Tenerife trail here still by 9, I think they'll be quietly pleased with the fact that they do only trail by 9. The way that Prometheus played in that first half and the way that Tenerife played in that first half, the scoreline could have been a lot worse today. And you'd still have Iberostar Tenerife as favourites to go through, trailing only by 9. Can they make it 12? Yes, they can. Nikos Gikas once again nails the 3. And it's back up to 12-point lead, 69 points to 57. Gikas 4 for 6 from 3-point range so far for him. Here's Davin White. White drives inside. Sure, just doesn't quite get the roll. It seemed to hang on the rim for almost an eternity. Gikas again. Had the extra man in the corner if they wanted him. Salustros for 3, no good. Offensive rebound, no to Gikas. Gikas, an open look for 3. Oh, he'd be disappointed to have missed it by as far as he did there. There was a good chance for back-to-back 3s. And we've got 13 seconds left in this game. And we've got a timeout called here. Gikas frustrated with himself. You can see that he didn't make that 3. The way he's been shooting it, he would have expected to. A timeout, Tenerife.
David, in the ball. David, estamos, Luca, espera, estamos Luca. Luca. Vale, buscamos el pase ahí, ¿vale? Pero ¿quién saca? Okay. Y ahora salimos.
We've got 13.5 seconds to go. Can Iberostar Tenerife finish with a flourish? Trailing by 12. David White. Into Javier Beran. Beran just had a quick look up. He has to shoot. It's an awful possession. There goes the buzzer. And Promitheas Patras record a big, big win over the 2017 champions of the Basketball Champions League. They knew that they had to start quickly. They did just that. And they will take a 12-point advantage back to Spain in a week's time. 69 points to 57. It is finished here in Patras. Well, those stats certainly decreased for Promitheas. We were expecting them to, because they just shot the lights out in that first half. That is certainly where the damage was done. They shot the three at 80% in that first half. Tenerife just did not have an answer. There's no doubt, though, that the Spanish team were nowhere near their best today, but take nothing away from this incredible Promitheas side, who their story is quite remarkable, really, where they've come from over the last decade or so. And now they've recorded one of their biggest ever victories over Iberostar Tenerife. The question, of course, is 12 points going to be enough for the second leg? Tenerife will still fancy themselves to come through this, but until today, that is their first away defeat in 15 games for Tenerife. Their two defeats before today this season had both come at home, so Promitheas can take confidence from that they have been beaten at home. And let's not forget, Rion Brown there on your screen wasn't even available today. So they had to do it without their key man, Rion Brown. They had to do it without Langston Hall as well. And they'll be hoping that they will be back in a week's time. And perhaps for the second year running, Iberostar Tenerife may well be knocked out at the last 16 stage. They fell to UCAM Murcia last year at this stage. But they will be playing with a certain pressure, Promitheas Patras, next week, and it's going to be really fascinating to see whether they can continue and play at the same level as they did today. You'd expect Iberostar Tenerife to up their level. I don't think there's any doubt about that. But Promitheas Patras, they have done enough. They had an 8-6 record coming into this playoff. And they've just recorded a big, big win against one of the form teams in the Basketball Champions League. All the damage done, really, in that first half. That three-point shot was quite incredible, 8 for 10. Tony Meyer especially got the hot hand. He finished in the end with 22 points. He was 8 for 10 from the field. He was 4 for 4 from three-point range. And Nikos Gikas as well. He finished with 14 points, 4 for 7 from three-point range. Octavius Ellis, he recorded a double-double, 10 points, 10 rebounds for him. But unfortunately for Iberostar Tenerife, just no one could get it going. Colton Everson, well, he led the team with 16 points and 6 rebounds, but he had 5 turnovers as well, Colton Everson. And David White, the only other man to get into double figures, he finished with 10 points personal, David White. And you look down there, 3-point shots today. Abramatis was 1 for 2, Beran 1 for 5, Lucas Steger 0 for 6. Brasino 0 for 2, Bassas 0 for 1, Antoine Gillet 0 for 1, Ricotti 0 for 1, San Miguel 0 for 1. They only made 3 threes in the entire game. David White was 1 for 1 from the field from three-point range. It just didn't happen for them. Maybe a little bit of nerves around, knowing that they fell at this stage 12 months ago. They wanted to try and make sure that didn't happen again, and you can almost then try too hard. But you've got to give great credit to this Promitheas Patras side, because they made them pay. And they will take a 12-point lead back to Spain in a week's time. In the other game that affects this one, Neptunus and Jerusalem, that one finished Neptunus 74, Jerusalem 86. So the winner of that one will take on the winner of this one. So Jerusalem with a handy 12-point advantage as well when they go back home next week. Interesting to see whether Neptunus can turn that one around on the road. But it is all set up for what should be a thrilling encounter in 7 days' time. Next Wednesday is the date for your diary. That is when the second leg will take place. And Iberostar Tenerife, no doubt, will be spending quite a lot of time practicing that outside shot of theirs over the course of the next week. But great entertainment here, as always, in the Basketball Champions League. A bit of a shock, perhaps, on the cards. Iberostar Tenerife, the 2017 champs, in trouble because they trail Promitheas Patras by 12 points heading into the second leg next week. Thanks for your company tonight, and we look forward to seeing you again in a week's time for leg 2.